In today's video, we're checking out the Warm Audio Warm Bender Fuzz pedal. This is a faithful recreation of the classic tone bender pedal. This gives us 3 unique fuzz tones by using this toggle switch in the center. We also have a sag control on the back, and I'll give you a full rundown of how this works. Before we get into it, a huge thank you to Studio Connections Australia for sponsoring this video. If you want to check this out, I'll link it down in the description box below. We're going to start with a brand new jam track that I wrote for this particular video, and then we'll get over to some isolated tones. Here we go. Here's the pedal up close. Now, as you can see by looking at it, it's a very faithful recreation of the classic tone bender circuit, and it's designed to give us 2 of the iconic tone bender style fuzz circuits and a third. So I'll talk more about this as we go. So we get our attack control over here, which is our gain or fuzz control. The more you turn it this way, the more fuzz you're going to get. And same for the level control. You can turn it up or down using this control. Now, there's no tone control on this pedal, which is funny, being that it's based on a circuit called the tone bender, but it really does mess with your tone in a nice fuzzy way, and we'll talk more about that in just a moment. With this 3-way toggle switch here, it can click between 3 different settings. All the way over on the NOS76 is a setting that's a 2-transistor tone bender fuzz circuit featuring NOS OC76 germanium transistors paired with an NOS SFT337 germanium transistor. So this is like the original silver and black tone bender style of fuzz, and this gives you a little bit of a more mellow sound compared with some of the other settings, which we'll talk about as we go. Now, with this toggle switch in the center position, this is using a 3-transistor tone bender fuzz circuit featuring 3 NOS OC75 germanium transistors. So if you want more of a higher gain, lead, or rhythm sound, this is a really great choice. In the third position over here, we have our silicon setting. Now, this setting is a 3-transistor tone bending topology fuzz circuit using silicon transistors in place of germanium transistors, which drastically changes the sound. It's also another one of the higher gain settings on this pedal as well, and I'll showcase all of that throughout the video. On the back of the pedal over here, we get our input and output jack. We also get a 9-volt DC power input over here, and this only runs on 9-volt DC, so no 18-volt power supplies, but it does have an internal battery that comes with it, which is awesome. So if you want to run it on battery, you can. Over here though, we get a sag switch. So this is a 2-way toggle switch. It's either off in the up position or on in the down position. So essentially this gives you the sound that a lot of fuzz players love, which is the kind of circuit running out of voltage. Now, this drastically changes the tone. So in combination with the 3-way switch on the front of the pedal, we're essentially getting 6 different tones, and then all the different combinations of your volume and tone controls on your guitar. All right, let's kick it off. In today's video, I'm plugged into my Marshall DSL 40CR. We're on the clean channel, and this is my clean tone. That's bridge pickup. We're going to start on the silicon option here without the sag switch enabled. So this is giving us the most full range sound. This is how I got that big rhythm sound at the start of the video. That's with my volume all the way up. What I'll do now is just start with it just up from off. Pretty much dead clean, right? So that's extremely usable. You can go pretty much back to clean just by using your volume control and then turn back up and you've got your lead sound. Let's take a look at the attack control, which is how much fuzz we're bringing into the signal. So I'll start with it all the way down, and on this silicon option, you're still going to get a lot of gain. Here we go. So if you want that to clean up even further, you use your volume control. All right, let's turn it up to 12 o'clock. Now we're getting into that higher gain territory. Let's max it out. I think the attack control set to about 1 o'clock sounds really great. I'm going to take a look at the sag control now. I'll play the same thing a couple of times. So that's to emulate the pedal running out of voltage or battery, basically. So if you want that kind of sound, you've got it, or you can go back to this sound. The silicon's a good starting point, especially if you're going to be playing lead or high gain stuff. I think it really sounds great. And now with the version switch in the center, so the NOS 75, now if you want a really great lead tone, this is the way to go, but I recommend not maxing out your volume control on your guitar. Just have it almost all the way up and you still get lots of top end, and I'll show you that right now. So this is a pretty high gain sound, but we'll start with the volume control just up from off. So it's got all the note definition there. So that's what I kind of did in the intro, and then all I did was turn up almost all the way. So this is almost all the way up. And I'll show you why you don't turn all the way up with this one. It gets a little woolly on the low end. Just backing it off, just that hair on the volume control brings back the clarity of that tone. I really like it. Let's play some rhythm stuff with the volume just not quite all the way up again. Kind of got that foxy lady kind of vibe, I think, this one. It sounds pretty great. Let's take a look at the sag switch on this particular setting. So this is with it off. There's a big difference in how these feel under the fingers as well. This is definitely that running out of voltage kind of vibe. Volume down. So that still cleans up beautifully. And lastly, with the toggle switch to the left now, which is the NOS 76. Now this particular setting gives you a great blues or classic rock style sound, and it doesn't get too carried away with the gain. So as you can see, I've got the attack most of the way up. Again, I'm going to start with my volume control just up from off. How clear is that on the tops? And And as I dig in, it's giving me a lot back. All right, let's take a look at the sag control. So I'll start on the bridge pickup. I'll just back the gain down a bit. Yeah, it's a very different experience with the Sag Switch on, so you can find the best tone that works for you. Let's wrap this video up. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on this pedal. So the Warm Bender is a very accurate recreation visually to the Tone Bender. Now, I don't have a Tone Bender, so I can't compare some of the tones, but what I can tell you is visually, the color scheme, the case, all that kind of stuff looks great. This is also extremely light. There's a lot of empty space on the inside of this enclosure, but they really nailed the look. So if you're looking for a Tone Bender style fuzz pedal, you can get it out of this. I love the fact that it's as versatile as it is. It's one of the most versatile fuzz pedals, essentially giving you 3 different tones, plus the sag switch on the top, allowing you to get 6 different tones. But like most fuzz pedals, just work your volume control to get the most out of it. I think it's a very usable pedal for the right type of player. Now, for a guy like me who mostly plays blues, I'll stick to the NOS 76 option. I think that just sounds great. But if I want a high gain rhythm or lead sound like you heard in that intro track, some of my favorite tones for that new intro track, by the way. Build quality wise, this feels great. The switch feels good. I have no problems with the tension on the potentiometers and this 3-way switch on the front here. So no problems with that whatsoever. I did notice though, they've used a plastic input jack over here and a steel output jack on this side. So I don't know if that's sort of accurate to how the original Tone Bender was or not, as I don't have one, but yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. Now I'm putting this video out on the day of the announcement, and I'm not privy to the price in US dollars or Australian dollars as of shooting this video. So odds are, like the other pedals from Warm Audio, it'll be fairly competitive. So if you're looking for a fuzz pedal and you want to check this out, I'll link it down in the description box below. A massive thank you to Studio Connections Australia for sponsoring this video, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.